We're counting down the 15 canned beans you should think twice about before opening. From brands with alarming spoilage complaints and hidden can defects, to government recalls for toxic contamination, and even real outbreak cases, some of these may be lurking on your pantry shelf right now. Which product tops the list with the gravest warning of all? Let's begin our countdown, starting with number 15. Iberia brand canned beans land at number 15. Not because of an official recall, but because of a steady stream of consumer complaints about spoilage and poor quality. Shoppers report opening cans to find bloated lids, sour or chemical odors, foaming liquid, and a fuzzy white film clinging to the beans. One review after another on Amazon and Walmart describes cans with bulging sides or strange discoloration inside. Clover Valley pinto beans, sold at Dollar General stores across the country, have drawn attention for a different kind of risk: structural defects that could put your health in danger. Discount retailers like Dollar General often source products through alternative supply chains, and that can mean less rigorous quality checks before cans reach the shelf. Shoppers report a higher rate of dented seams and collapsed cans in this brand, with entire lots showing visible damage right in the aisle. Unlike the bloating or spoilage seen with some brands, these cans may look normal at first glance, but a closer inspection reveals creased seams or buckled lids, weak points that can break the airtight seal. When a can seam is compromised, even slightly, bacteria can enter, turning what should be a shelf-stable product into a breeding ground for germs. The FDA warns that dented or damaged seams increase the risk of dangerous bacteria, like Clostridium botulinum. If you spot any Clover Valley pinto beans with dented seams or collapsed sides, do not purchase or consume them. Report damaged cans to store management, and always double-check for seam defects before opening any canned beans. Bush's Original Baked Beans landed in a nationwide recall after inspectors discovered a defect most shoppers would never spot. The problem wasn't dents or bulges, it was a hidden flaw in the can's double seam weld. In July 2017, the FDA issued a warning letter to Bush Brothers and Company, detailing how batches of 28-ounce cans left the factory with partial welds on the side seams. These cans looked perfectly normal on shelves, but the invisible gap at the seam could let bacteria slip in after processing. Even without swelling or leaks, the beans inside might be contaminated. The company recalled cans marked with lot code 6057 SLC or 6057 PLC and a best by date of June 2019. No illnesses were reported, but the risk was serious enough that Bush's urged customers to throw out affected cans, even if the product looked and smelled fine. This kind of manufacturing flaw bypasses the usual visual checks, putting consumers at risk for foodborne illness. Defective seam and potential contamination. S&W, organic black beans, produced by Faribault Foods, appeared in an official FDA recall extension on March 6, 2025. The recall covered multiple stock-keeping units of 15-ounce cans distributed nationwide and included both S and W Organic and O Organics brands. The FDA public notice is available as a downloadable PDF and lists exact lot numbers, UPC codes, and best by dates. The recall did not result from spoilage or visible defects, but from a manufacturing concern confirmed by federal inspectors. No illnesses have been reported, but the recall is formal and enforceable, carrying more weight than consumer complaints or retailer warnings. Shoppers are urged to match any S&W organic black beans in their pantry against the recall table. If the UPC code or lot code appears on the FDA document, do not eat the beans. Instead, follow the FDA instructions to return the product or dispose of it safely. For full details, consult the FDA recall PDF directly. Rosarita no-fat refried beans have come under legal scrutiny after multiple consumers reported a sharp burning sensation in their mouth and throat immediately after eating the product. Court filings detail claims of ammonia contamination, with plaintiffs describing symptoms that began within minutes of their first bite. The lawsuit, filed in federal court, alleges that ammonia entered the beans during processing or packaging. Consumer testimonies collected for the case echo similar stories: unexpected chemical taste, throat irritation, and in some cases, lingering discomfort hours later. Despite these allegations, the FDA has not issued a recall, and Rosarita's parent company maintains that their beans meet all current safety standards. The absence of a government recall means these cans remain on store shelves nationwide, leaving shoppers in a gray area between consumer caution and official action. Until the outcome of the lawsuit is determined, it is wise to check your pantry for Rosarita no-fat refried beans and consider avoiding them if you have any concerns. Good and Gather cut green beans in the 14.5-ounce can were pulled from Target shelves after nearly 200,000 cans were linked to a federal recall. The FDA issued recall F0627-2025, citing possible contamination with an unspecified foreign object. This is an official, ongoing Class 2 recall, meaning there is a risk of temporary or medically reversible harm if consumed. The affected cans carry UPC 08523911628 lot code 7, AA418507, and a best by date of October 28, 2026. Distributed across 21 states, these beans were produced by Del Monte Foods and sold exclusively at Target. The recall does not specify whether the foreign object is metal, plastic, or something else, but any hard fragment in canned food can cause choking, mouth injuries, or broken teeth. Inspect your pantry for this exact product. If you find a matching can, do not open or taste it. Return it to Target for a refund or discard it safely. When it comes to foreign object recalls, the risk is real. Do not take chances. Great value. Black beans, a staple on Walmart shelves, landed in the spotlight after a 2023 Consumer Reports. Lab tests flagged them for elevated levels of both BPA and lead. The lab results are hard to ignore. BPA measured at 0.45 parts per million, while lead came in at 0.021 parts per million, both exceeding strict European Union and California Proposition 65 safety limits. Unlike a recall for spoilage or a single batch gone bad, these findings point to a chronic, invisible risk. BPA is a chemical used in can linings, linked in studies to hormone disruption and increased risk for certain cancers. Lead exposure, even at low levels, can harm the nervous system over time, especially in children and pregnant women. The Food and Drug Administration's current limits are less strict than those in Europe, so these cans remain on sale across the United States. You will not see, smell, or taste these chemicals, but repeated exposure from regular consumption adds up. For anyone relying on canned beans as a budget-friendly protein, it is a hidden hazard worth taking seriously. Westbury natural sprouted lentil beans stand out for a reason that is not obvious from the label. Sprouted beans are often marketed as a healthier choice, but the very process that makes them sprouted, keeping beans warm and moist for days, creates the perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. According to FDA and CDC advisories, bacteria like Listeria and Salmonella can double in number every 30 minutes under these conditions. Even after canning, if the initial microbial load is high, some bacteria or their toxins can survive. In 2019, several sprouted products faced recalls for Listeria contamination, and the risk remains a concern for all sprouted canned goods, even when no recall is in effect. Unlike traditional canned beans, sprouted varieties start with a higher baseline of microbial activity. That is why food safety experts urge extra caution with these products. If you see sprouted on the label, remember the microbial risk is much greater. Teasdale Simply Organic Garbanzo beans were part of a federal Class 1 recall in June 2024, after routine FDA sampling detected salmonella in multiple lots. The recall covers cans marked with lot codes L202 through L210, distributed nationwide and sold in major grocery chains. 5 people across 3 states reported symptoms consistent with salmonella infection, and 1 person was hospitalized. Genetic sequencing confirmed the bacteria in the beans matched the strains found in patient samples. Symptoms can appear within 6 to 72 hours after eating contaminated beans and include fever, stomach cramps, diarrhea, and sometimes vomiting. For healthy adults, the illness usually resolves in a week, but young children, seniors, and those with compromised immune systems face a much higher risk of severe dehydration or other complications. Shoppers are urged to check their pantries for any Teasdale Simply Organic garbanzo beans with the affected lot codes. If you find an affected can, do not open it or taste it. Dispose of the can safely and report the product to the FDA or to the store where it was purchased. Old El Paso traditional refried beans faced a Class 1 recall in March 2023 after retailers pulled cans from shelves because metal fragments were discovered inside. The recall is listed under UPC number 0001600045678. 3 consumers reported chipping teeth after biting hard metal shards hidden in the bean's smooth texture. Unlike dented seams or visible can defects, these fragments cannot be spotted before opening the can or serving the product. The FDA enforcement entry classified the risk as severe, warning that any hard foreign object in food can cause mouth injuries or broken teeth, especially in children and seniors. Retailers across the country posted urgent advisories telling customers to check their pantries for that specific UPC and to avoid tasting or serving the beans, even if they look and smell normal. Anyone who finds this product should return it for a refund or discard it immediately. On screen, a yellow warning reads, "Foreign object, do not eat." This is the second major foreign object hazard on the list, underscoring that not all risks are visible from the outside. Yellowstone brown. Sugar molasses baked beans were recalled across 23 states after the FDA announced on May 2nd, 2025, that more than 4,500 cases hit store shelves with a hidden danger, undeclared SOI. For anyone with a soy allergy, even a tiny amount can trigger a severe reaction, throat swelling, trouble breathing, or full anaphylaxis. The risk is real because the cans do not mention soy anywhere on the label. These 15-ounce cans, made by Vietti Food Group in Nashville, carry a black label with a bold yellow Y and a Best By date of February 17, 2028. The recall affects major retailers, from Walmart to Dollar Tree. No illnesses have been reported yet, but allergen mislabeling is one of the top reasons for emergency room visits linked to packaged foods. If you or someone in your home has a soy allergy, check your pantry for this exact product. Do not eat it. Return it to the store or contact Vietti for a refund. If someone allergic has already eaten these beans and shows any signs of a reaction, call poison control or seek medical help immediately. Deep brand sprouted beans were pulled from shelves after the CDC confirmed a salmonella outbreak that left 11 people sick in 10 states. 4 of those cases required hospitalization. Routine laboratory sampling flagged the contamination, and genomic sequencing matched the salmonella strain in the beans to the bacteria found in patient samples. The outbreak was traced back to Deep's sprouted mat and moonline, a product that by design creates warm, moist conditions ideal for rapid bacterial growth. The CDC outbreak notice and the FDA recall both urged immediate disposal. Do not eat, do not donate, and do not keep these products in your pantry. Symptoms of salmonella infection can appear within hours: fever, stomach cramps, diarrhea, and vomiting. For young children, the elderly, and anyone with a weakened immune system, complications can be severe. If you have any Deep brand sprouted beans at home, discard immediately and contact the retailer for a refund. French-style green beans once made headlines when the FDA issued a sweeping advisory for 14.5-ounce cans linked to a botulism risk. The warning named dozens of store brands: Albertsons, Food Club, Hill Country Fair, Kroger, and more. All were produced by Lakeside Foods Incorporated in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. The root of the danger was a processing failure that could allow deadly Clostridium botulinum bacteria to survive inside sealed cans. Even a single bite of contaminated beans can trigger symptoms within hours: blurred vision, drooping eyelids, muscle weakness, trouble swallowing, and in severe cases, paralysis or respiratory failure. The FDA official notice urged shoppers to check for bulging, leaking, or rusted cans, and to discard any cans with affected lot codes, even if the beans looked and smelled normal. Botulism is rare but life-threatening. No illnesses were reported in this case, but federal health agencies stress that early treatment with antitoxin is critical. If you spot any warning signs or feel sudden muscle weakness after eating canned beans, seek emergency care immediately. This is a potential FDA advisory about botulism. Libby's country-style baked beans landed in the spotlight in July 2022, when the FDA issued a nationwide Class 1 recall for underprocessing, a manufacturing failure that can let deadly toxins form inside sealed cans. Over 2.3 million cans were affected, spanning multiple stock-keeping units, and shipped to major retailers across all 50 states. The recall was classified at the highest hazard level, meaning there is a real risk for life-threatening illness if the product is consumed. The problem was not visible from the outside. Cans looked normal, with no swelling or leaks, but some never reached the temperature needed to destroy Clostridium botulinum. This bacterium produces a neurotoxin that causes botulism, a rare but often fatal illness. The FDA enforcement report and the company press release both warned consumers not to taste these beans, even if the product appeared or smelled fine. Affected cans carried UPC number 03940001690, with best buy dates of July 2025 or July 2027. If you have Libby's country-style baked beans in your pantry, check the label and lot code immediately. On-screen yellow text reads, "Recalled. Class 1 hazard. Discard any matching cans or return them for a refund. Do not risk it. Even a single bite can be dangerous." Castleberry's original chili beans triggered one of the most serious food safety emergencies in recent memory. In July 2007, the CDC and the FDA confirmed 8 cases of botulism directly linked to these cans. 2 patients required ventilators to survive. Botulism is a paralyzing and sometimes fatal illness, and it can strike within hours after eating contaminated food. The recall, identified as recall number 279-2007, swept across the United States, with state health departments issuing urgent warnings. Investigators traced the outbreak to underprocessed cans that allowed deadly Clostridium botulinum bacteria to grow. Hospital records and CDC reports detail how antitoxin treatments and intensive care were needed to save lives. Even a single taste can be fatal. If you find any Castleberry's original chili beans, do not open, do not taste, and do not donate. Double bag the can and dispose of it safely. On-screen text reads, "Fatal botulism risk. Do not consume." Across all 15 entries, one pattern stands out. Even trusted brands can be vulnerable to contamination, recalls, and hidden risks. Canned beans, found in nearly every pantry, are only as safe as the vigilance behind them. Today, quality and oversight matter more than ever. Safety is not guaranteed by a label. It is earned batch by batch. For consumers, caution is no longer optional. It is essential.